qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Thought I'd throw that in there for you.
Am I really?
Yeah.
I
mean, you're not nervous, you're not rocky, and you're not a teenager, but you were a disc jockey.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, for quite a few years, and I still am in Phoenix.
Oh, in Phoenix?
I am, believe it or not, on Sky 7 Radio, which is the internet radio station.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I am doing it with the guy that helped me start the high school radio station in Rockford in 1977, which is when I was listening to you, and he was your competition in Rockford. His name is Shotgun Mark Rivers.
Does he know Shotgun Tom Kelly?
He does, and he also
have they compared shotguns?
He has, and I think
Who's
Tom.
got the bigger
I
gauge?
think Tom's got the bigger. I think Mark's got more ammunition.
I know Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, and he also worked with Don Geronimo. You remember Don?
Yes, indeed, I do.
Yeah. The radio industry is
incestuous.
It's very big, but yet
I'm
small.
surprised we don't all look alike. You know.
Well, and it really wouldn't matter because we have faces for radio. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So establish again. This is Ted Larson.
Tim.
Tim. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Tim Larson, who has paid for the right to be on the program tonight as part of the 40 for 40 fundraiser that was done how long ago?
Oh, it was probably in April or March by the museum.
Long time.
Yeah, Museum of Broadcast Communications.
Yeah.
By the way, the reason that I even became connected is because of the event in Des Plaines, the Rock Radio Revisited event. Yeah, that
Revisited.
fantastic event.
Yeah.
I was in the parking garage. And this guy was walking through the parking garage. Everybody's going home, and he's got a box on his shoulder. And I says, "Wow, you look important." And he goes, "Well, I was an hour ago. These are the programs for today's event." And it was Ed Ramsey, who's on the board at the museum. And we got talking, and I said, I do this podcast. I would love to visit the museum at their second location because I visited at the first location.
Right.
He goes, "Here's the gal's name." He goes, "Hey, just call her and set up a time and come on down." So we did an episode, Liz Wilder and I.
Now, wait a minute. First of all, you got to explain what you and Liz Wilder do.
Yeah, we do 2 podcasts.
What are they called?
One is called Life's 3x5s.
And why is it called that?
Because of 3x5 index cards that we get solicited from our listeners with questions or observations or whatever. I brought some with me in case you want to play the game.
I'm down with that.
And then the other one is called Storyteller Studio, which started because of radio people. We're getting together with these people for lunch, great stories,
right.
And we weren't recording them. I said, well, we have to change that. So we've done a little less than 50 episodes on each of the podcasts, and we started last year, January. So a year and 9.
Where were you going at?
Yeah.
With that?
So we ended up doing a show down at the museum. We had no idea where they were going to set us up.
At the location on
State. Yes.
Yeah.
And they took us up to the Paul Harvey studio.
Oh, yes.
And all of the equipment was donated by WGN from the Showcase studio. And when we opened up that door, it was like walking into Yankee Stadium. You could feel, the Wally Phillips and the Roy Leonard and Dean Rich. I used to listen to all these guys, and you felt that. And so we did a show, and
You're saying it had a musty vibe? Is that what you're saying?
No. That was the other studio, not the Paul Harvey studio. Yeah.
Good day. Yeah, I've seen the Paul Harvey studio.
I do have a Paul Harvey story if you're interested.
Lay it on me.
When I was 19 years old, I wanted to come into the big city and see how the big radio stations did it. And because I was just new in the industry. So we went over to Merchandise Mart, WMAQ, WKQX. We went down to Stone Container Building at WLS. And we walked, we're 19 years old. And we walk in and the security guy goes, "You guys have got the wrong building." And I said, "No, here's our names." "Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, okay, you're on the list." You need to go up to the 4th or 5th floor, whatever WLS was. And I went up in the elevator, and the elevator opened, and in walked Paul Harvey.
Going to work or coming from work?
He was going home.
So he was not wearing a lab coat.
No, he
Well,
was weird.
I'm telling you.
Yo,
He had studios on the 4th floor. The radio station was on the 5th.
yeah.
When he would come in really early in the morning to do his show, he'd come into the offices in his studios, and he'd take off his suit coat and hang it on a hanger, and take a lab coat, like a gray technician's lab coat.
You're kidding me.
No, and put it on, and that's how he did the show.
Oh
I don't
my.
know. Maybe he felt maybe he felt ABC didn't keep a clean studio. I don't know what it was, but it was
Wow.
sort of cool.
Well, when he stepped in, we had our 60 seconds, and that's it.
Yeah.
And he says, well, where are you guys headed? Because again, we're 19 years old. What are you
Right.
doing in the building? And he said, can I give you some advice? And of course, we're going, sure, you know. He says, no matter what they tell you upstairs, no matter what they tell you, that's what he said. He goes, do not give up. Do not.
So that was the
Give up.
reputation of upstairs on the 5th floor, as they told
Up-
people to give up.
Apparently.
Wow.
Apparently. Well, you don't want to get into this industry, do you?
Oh,
And
that
and
line, yeah.
so as he stepped out, he turned around and he stopped the doors so they would open back up again. And he says, good day. And off he went. I'm going, are you kidding me? And then we went on up to see Jim Smith. You remember Jim Smith?
It was the music director.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the fellow that was with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you were getting a tour, or what? You just showed up? Or
Yeah.
was there
No.
still a viewing room then?
Yeah, it was, but it was an appointment. We had
Oh,
appointments with people.
well, my.
Yes, and you know who my appointment was with at WKQX, which was Q101?
Yeah.
Art Roberts.
Art Roberts was at KQX?
Swear.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well,
And at 19, unfortunately, I did not know who Roberts was. Yes.
well, I can understand that at the age of 19. Come on.
Yes. But we had a great time. They were very cordial. We learned a lot. And guess what? We never gave up.
So the deal is, I'm guessing that you are very similar to most people that I know who are in this, that you wanted to do it from the beginning,
Oh, yeah, high school.
or even maybe even
Oh.
before that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when I was mentioning Shotgun Mark Rivers and Don Geronimo, I was dating a girl that was 1 year older. So I was able to go to the prom as a junior. And so at the end of the night, because Shotgun and Don were DJing our prom.
No.
Yes.
Really?
I still have the picture.
Oh, man.
Yes. And at the end I said, you know, I'd like to start a high school radio station. And without hesitation, they said, we will help you with that. And 2 weeks later, they had a whole studio donated, an old production studio
Yeah.
from
Right.
WROK, and we started the high school.
And what high school was this?
Auburn High School in Rockford.
And what was the station?
WARQ,
And what was the format?
70s. You know,
And
Doobie
it was
Brothers.
the 70s,
Yeah.
though, so it wasn't like
No, we were playing current stuff.
You're right.
Yes.
The 70s when they were new. Is what you're
Yes.
saying.
Yes, exactly
Yeah.
that. Nothing was an oldie. And we sold advertising. And
What?
oh
A
yeah.
high school station.
Jerry's Hamburgers, you bet. And they gave it to me on a reel-to-reel. I'm going, what am I going to do with this? So I went over
They
it.
gave it to what? Do you
To
remember?
their commercial.
Oh.
their jingle.
I thought, what?
So-
To a reel to reel. Okay.
So I went over to Nick Scott and Mark Larson at WROK. I go, I need some help. And they put it on a cart.
Yes.
And there's no way that I could have known that obviously I was going to work most of my career at WROK, but also work for the guy who invented the triptone. And I
You
heard,
know what? David and I got into a discussion about that last night.
I heard
in
it.
a very roundabout way.
yeah,
A triptone in place, you missed it last night, this device to play music and commercials and everything else on radio for a while, these carts, were sort of like 8-track tapes, if you can remember that, and they
Yes.
had various lengths. And so if you had like a song that was 3 minutes and 30 seconds, there would be a triptone put in at about 3:20, and a light would go on, and you would know that this song was going to end or fade out in about 10 seconds. You know
Right.
the guy who invented that?
Vern Nolte. He owned the radio station for years, decades.
Did he get it copywritten? Well,
my.
did he make some money off
That's
of that?
why. That's why we always had a very healthy promotional
I
budget.
mean, I want to say,
Yes.
I don't know
yes.
any radio station that didn't use that.
And the tone, which is a different tone,
Yes.
would also stop the cart right before it would start again, so it would cue it up for you. And that, so
Wow.
he did both of those. And I'm telling you, so many good things have come out of stories about Vern Nolte over the years. Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find out more about Vern and more about a lot of other things. But right now, it's the bottom of the hour. Time to get into the WGN newsroom.
And the national resources of cable news network News Nation. This is WGN Radio, on air and online.
I like saying stuff where your eyes get big. It's like, really?